heart attack. Fast, fatal, heart impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, quite a lot has happened. Now, in the last part we had Deku and Amelia. The two of them, they eloped. Deku had a plan to get out of there. Thanks to Amelia at least trying to ground Deku back to reality after his previous experiences with the Trequa, he was able to form a plan. And it was quite literally held together by hope. Now, the plan was simple. Either they steal an aircraft from a hangar and leave, or they try the Dratex technology. They're well aware as to exactly how much more advanced this aircraft is. And, well, Deku, he knows a bit more about it. Thanks to his experiences with the Trequa in his head, he was able to look into a lot more things. He knew a decent amount about piloting the machine before he tried again, with the Dratex in his mind. And thanks to looking at more and more things, and at least witnessing more events this alien has been through, he found out a lot about Dratex technology. They were so focused on trying to reverse engineer the technology of their enemy to find out how to actually take it apart, rip it apart, or destroy it. And that intrigued Deku. These things perceive themselves as gods, yet they are afraid of machines. Now, it was kind of interesting to him. However, we do actually have where Deku's plan went through. They assimilated technology around Pluto, and flew away, leaving behind a transmission that's the only evidence these two had of being around. Aside from Deku's previous, relation to Earth, basically being the fact that he has a record there. Now then, with that being said, people all around Earth that were Etso and human, they saw the broadcast. The princess of the Etsos, one of the highest ranking authorities, ran off with a human, the ambassador to humanity. And that, it said quite a bit. Now, with that being said, we do currently have Deku and Amelia. About 2 years later, it was a bit tricky. Deku and Amelia, they had to navigate through the stars, and Deku had to at least follow what Amelia was saying. From their last known records the Etsos do have about the war, you have to avoid a certain section of space, basically fly somewhat around it or away from it, and that was the difficult part. Fact is, they're flying a destroyer aircraft, or at least what people know as the destroyers out in the universe. And they're approaching an area where they're known to be spotted at. Now, while most people in the universe do avoid this area, there is the fact that this thing is still seen as a target. Because it's quite simple. If these things are approaching an area or flying past an area, they may be going to wipe out a civilization, or assimilate technologies, or head back to a fleet with information. So, it's dangerous. Now, Deku and Amelia, they had a hard time finding a home. While Amelia did want to head back to her original colony, or her original home planet, fact was, it's in the middle of the war zone. And hiding out there, especially with a Dratex craft that could possibly be tracked, that wasn't the best idea. Now, we do currently have where Deku and Amelia, about 2 years later, they're on their home planet, or their new homeworld. And right now, it's orbiting a yellow sun that is similar to Earth's. And Deku, he actually is walking through a very, very strange forest. Him looking around. The place they found was strange. The grass is red. And, the trees, they're starkly similar to Earth's. They're made of a similar wooden composition. However, the fires do burn blue, and the bark of the particular trees Deku is looking at is yellow. And this does confuse him. Now, Deku, he does know that these trees, they have a tendency to change whenever the seasons do, follow the same style as the planets. And Deku, he actually just walked to an area where he actually was cutting down a tree the other day. Him looking at it before just going to think about it. He's already done quite a bit of work today. Right now, they're at least maintaining their power source, and they've built a very nice home here. So, maybe he could just take the easy way out. Deku staring at the tree as his eyes do somewhat go to glow. And Deku, he is going to rip out the tree from the ground, as he does stare at it before it does start to just break apart. Now, after it does break apart, Deku, he does at least turn back around and walk in the same direction as his home. Him just thinking. He wonders what they're going to be doing for dinner today. Yes, they've been hunting some of the organic life here, and this planet has been somewhat fruitful. It's strange. They found a planet, well, insanely similar to Earth, but there was no life here. There's nothing. It's so strange. He's never walked through a forest so lush and beautiful, so quiet and breathed air so clean. He's kind of annoyed at his people now. Humans, they did a lot. And thinking back on it now, terraforming Mars, it wasn't some major thing humans were doing. It was a second precaution, in case Earth was ever destroyed. The green spot, yes, it is proof that terraforming is possible. Hell, it was actually a freak accident. But it was a major idea. The rest of Mars, where they do somewhat live on colonies, the green spot is proof that over time, well, nature can take over. And that's exactly what they're looking at here. This entire planet is nature. What? If they have it correct, or at least he has it correct, somewhere around 60% oxygen, 60% water, and 40% land. And right now, they actually are on an island. Right now, Deku was thinking about it. They have no idea about any of the life here, so they had to observe it. They looked at many things, and they even slept in the ship for the first few weeks. And whenever they did deem this area to be safe enough, they did at least set up shop here. And Deku, he does currently go to walk into a house. Him actually going to bring his hand up and press a button. As the door is going to slide open, and Deku is going to walk inside. Him asking Amelia if she's okay. Her sitting at a table, and going to at least organize and go through a few things. Yes, I'm fine. How are you? I'm perfect. Although, if we want to have a fire tonight, we're going to have to use some of the older wood we have in reserve for the winter. Are you sure? Yeah. One thing about this planet's wood is that I found strange is it doesn't dry as fast. It seems to retain more moisture. Then again, that's not really a bad thing. Not really. But if we run through the cycling, or at least the machine over there, then we can at least have more fresh water. Really? Yes. It's the machine over there by the fabricator. Deku went to look. And just thinking. The fabricator? Yeah, that thing's been damn helpful here. Okay, hang on. They're going to walk over to it. And he actually is going to bring something up and stare at it. I'm going to press down onto it. Oh, what is it? Well, I just never realized this thing had a setting like that. You didn't? No, I didn't. Well, humans historically, they do something similar to dry out wood, but it's kind of different from what this thing does. We usually just use a campfire. Interesting. Well, this is something that my people do. I've told you again and again, it's a superior method. I get it, Amelia. But you gotta admit, a burning fire, it does smell better when the wish right out the same way I like it. Well, well, it does smell nicer. This actually is the easiest way. Besides, we'll have plenty of fire in the winter that will smell nice and crispy. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, maybe. But I mean, it's strange using this tech. Hmm? Is it? Yeah. I mean, I'm still not used to a lot of the tech that we have here. I understand. Most of the stuff was designed based on ETSO technology, and the raw materials we used, they're technically nothing we understand. No, no, the materials are similar to Earth, kinda, but the metals are kinda different. Well, that's what I understand. That was what I said, didn't I? No, okay, yes, it was, but I'm just trying to say, I kind of understand it, but at the same time, not at all. No. I told you, Izuku. It's okay. Just don't think about it too much. Right, right. It's just, we've been here for 2 years. Not really. More like, what is the right Earth term? 20 months? Okay, yes, that's fair. But still, you gotta admit, this place is plentiful. Plenty of wildlife, plenty of sea life. I mean, the lake nearby, it's got so many fish. I mean, aquatic sea creatures that we can eat. Hmm. Well, yes. And you gotta admit, the water, while it does have to be filtered, we can drink it. Well, that is true. So, what are you saying? I'm just saying, don't you think that that's odd? What is odd? That we found this place. I mean, what is it? We're light years away from Earth. And your planet, it's closer than mine, isn't it? Technically, no, but also yes. Okay, I'm just saying, don't you still find it strange we found this place? Um, I do question it, yes. And don't you find it strange that we can survive here? Isuku, we're on an island. Granted, the island is what? The size of what's that one city? Uh, I know which one you're talking about. The one I worked for. Yes, that one. Granted, it's twice the size of that city, but you gotta admit, it's also peaceful. It is. I'm just not used to the peace and quiet. But, but I like it. There it is. So why are you so disturbed by it? Amelia, I mean, we've had this conversation before. Yes, we have Izuku. I mean, come sit down. Dinner's already made. Now, Deku gonna walk over. Him saying down to see that there is something on his plate. It looks like a piece of meat. However, the color of it is different, and Deku can already tell by looking at it what it is. They nicknamed the creature that this came from. And Deku, he does he's gonna sit down and well, dig in. Him just wondering. They find plenty of vegetables, you can call them, or maybe they're more like fruits. Potato, potato. But they find plenty of things like that around here. And it still does worry them. Right now, this place, they've looked around the planet. So far, they've seen nothing about it. Nothing strange. There's no radio signals coming from this planet. There's no nothing. There's no life here, and it does worry them. Now, Deku and Amelia, after dinner, they actually go to have a fire outside, and they would watch the sun set. Deku going to look towards the sky. As him and Amelia, they are sipping on something that is both warm and, well, tasty. Now, Deku, he is actually quite happy, and he is thinking, after everything he's been through in his life, he's found peace, a violent life, a gruesome one. He accidentally killed his own parents in an accident whenever he was young. Then he was raised alone. He was kicked out of an orphanage, and he lost his best friend. His friend died in his arms, and, well, he tried to pull a bullet out. He almost saved his friend, but he didn't. And then there's everything afterwards. His life as a detective, the espionage, the secrets, the lying, the violence. Hell, he may as well have been a government spy. But it led him here. Now, Deku's just wondering, did he enjoy a violent life over a peaceful one? But that doesn't make sense, though. He enjoys the peace and quiet. He likes it. He's at peace now. Then again, there's the matter with Earth. It does worry him. Are you thinking of Earth? Deku is somewhat good to hear. Him someone going to perk up. Whenever he does so, he actually is going to graze his chin against one of Amelia's horns. What? Are you thinking of Earth? Oh. Yeah, kind of. Are you worried about them? Now, Deku would respond telepathically, talking about how he doesn't exactly know. What do you mean? I mean, I've sacrificed so much, and now I don't have to sacrifice anymore. I used to just give and give and give, but I started taking back. I don't know, Amelia. I understand. Izuku, her actually going to somewhat turn around, and she is going to bring her hand up onto Deku's face. Her actually going to graze her hand against the side of his beard, asking if he is still thinking about Earth, and if it is still important to him. I mean, yes, but you're more important. We had to leave. Izuku, I understand. This was the surest and most easy way to do it. If we went anywhere else, you could have been executed. Yes, or caught. I mean, what else were we supposed to do? I don't know. But it's so strange, isn't it? What? Don't you feel it too? Of course I do. My position as a princess, it didn't give me many options. However, both of us have started taking back on our own life. We're free. I'm not a princess. I'm just Amelia. And then there's you. You're not Detective Midoriya. You're not human Izuku Midoriya. You're not royal ambassador to the Etsos Izuku Midoriya. You are my husband, Izuku Midoriya. Now, Deku would somewhat smile, as actually just someone bring his arms up and wrap them around Amelia. Her actually going to shift her body as she actually go to face towards Deku and go to kiss him. As she's going to express, again, she is his wife, and he is her husband. I never get tired of you saying that. I know you don't. And I never get tired of saying it. So, the night's quiet. Yeah, it is. Now, Deku just gonna think. Him and Emily, they do hold on to each other. And 30 minutes would pass by. Both of them just going to somewhat reminisce, talking about a few things, even at least trying to plan out what to do. And right now, there actually is Deku. Well, Deku, he is sitting there. He actually is going to hear something. Himself going to shift in the corner, or somewhat shift to his left, whenever he does hear something crack. It wasn't the fire. It sounded like one of the twigs. Now, Deku, the moment he is actually going to hear that, his eyes do shoot to the left. He's also going to turn and look that direction, into the dark. Something wrong? No. No. I think it was just an animal. Are you sure? Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. I could have swore that I thought someone was watching me for a minute. You did? Yeah, I did. It doesn't make sense though. If it was an animal, it ran off when it saw the fire. Okay. Do you think that we should investigate? I don't think so. If it's an animal, it would avoid us. And if it's not, what do you mean? Never mind. If it's an animal and it does attack us, or it's one of the aggressive ones, we can take it out pretty quickly. Benefits of powers. You mean benefits of telepathy and telekinesis. Well, coordination, and, well, you gotta throw shit with your mind. That's my favorite part. Now, Deku, he just at least pay attention to that. And try to keep focus on that. And we do actually have where there's sound, slowly but surely it does start to somewhat shift, going in a different direction. And Deku, he does won't worry about that. By the time Deku, he does get to calm down, he actually is going to look towards Amelia. Looking down to see that she's actually fallen asleep. And Deku, he is holding on to her. Him just going to use his powers as they actually do flip into the air. And Deku, he does at least go to bring his hand upwards and press onto the button to the door. Them levitating inside as Deku is going to set her down carefully onto their bed. And Deku himself actually is going to even himself out. Him placing his feet on the floor and going to look. He is going to walk back outside. Him holding a bucket of water before going to pour it out. Him doing so and watching as the flames do die down. And the moment Deku is going to do that, he actually is going to look up. And he does see something strange. There's a pair of, orange eyes in front of him. They're hiding behind a tree. Now, Deku is going to make direct eye contact with this creature. And he is worried about that. Shit. Okay, undiscovered species. This is a problem. Now, Deku just stare at this thing. And he actually is going to somewhat bend down a bit and get into a bit more of a fighting stance. And the creature, whenever it does see Deku go to do that, it is to stare at him. Before it does go to somewhat turn and quickly rush away. And Deku doesn't want to give chase. However, he doesn't know if this is a pack creature or if it is an ambush style one. Creatures here are a lot smarter. And he's not going to risk an ambush or leaving Amelia behind. Now, Deku, he does just think. Him going to turn and walk back towards the house. He's got to tell Amelia about that in the morning. And maybe then they can investigate together. Now, Deku would walk back inside the house and actually going to take off his shirt. Him actually going to climb into bed and grab onto Amelia. As she has to go to someone stir from her sleep, she's going to ask Deku what is going on. Nothing. You fell asleep outside, so I carried you in. Alright? Just go back to bed. Okay. Are you gonna handle breakfast tomorrow? Yeah, I was. Although, I might use the machine. At least try to make it tasty, okay? Or just get the raw materials and then put them together. At least get them individually from the fabricator or the dispenser machine. Alright, alright. I'll make it nice and tasty. You better. Alright, good night. We do actually have the next morning, where Amelia, she actually is going to somewhat turn over in her sleep. Her going to do so as the warm spot in bed that she thought would be filled by Deku, it actually is empty. Her actually going to roll over and tap on the spot. She's still able to feel the heat from it. However, you do actually wish she's going to somewhat open her eyes a bit and go to take a whiff of the air. It smells, well, sweet. And if I would have to put it into a word, the scent is similar to... Never mind. I was going to try and make a reference so I can at least say make it feel a bit more alien, but I don't think I can. Now, Amelia is going to smell something sweet, and she actually is able to lean up a bit. Whenever she does so, you do actually have Deku, who he can be seen standing in the kitchen, or the area they have their kitchen in, and making something. As he actually does go to walk over to the bed and go to hand her a cup of coffee, or something that is quite similar. Amaya looking down towards a strange orange liquid, and she actually going to take a sip of it. Just how I like it. So, I'm not trying to scare you with this, but I think I saw something last night. What? Yeah. Last night I saw a creature. You did? Oh, what type was it? Was it one of the ones that... No, Amelia. It wasn't well, the strange moose-like ones with tentacles instead of horns, or scales instead of... Okay, that's besides the point. The creature had bright orange eyes. And I mean seen in the dark orange. Really? Yeah. Listen, I'm confused by it. I saw it last night whenever I put out the fire. I was worried. You were? Yeah. Listen, I mean, I was gonna investigate this morning, but I wanted to let you know. So, what do you think that it is? I don't know. Most of the creatures here, they have different color eyes. The Whereas the creatures we were just talking about, they have green eyes, and there's even the fish that they're either blind or they do have that strange bluish color, but I'm getting sidetracked. Listen, this was different. Oh, how different? Okay. You know how the sun is orange and yellow, kinda? Perceptive wise, yes. It was very similar to that. So, they're bright. Okay. Okay. That is, concerning. Now, Deku and Amelia will go to eat breakfast. And Deku, whenever he's going to walk outside, he's going to walk over to the area. And Amelia, she's actually kind of surprised. From where she is standing, whenever Deku does go to walk away, he does this walk about 15 feet and slightly to the right, just off the path that they did have to carve out. And whenever Deku is staying there, he is confused. Because he is staring down at, well, I mean, he wouldn't necessarily call them footprints or animal prints, but they're certainly prints nonetheless. Now, it is strange. Deku does go look down, These are more like puncture marks in the ground. Okay, that's odd though. Deku will at least turn and see how the marks do lead away. I'm going to follow them and telling him that he found something. Now, the two of them they would follow the tracks until eventually it does lead to a spot where there's something just cut off. And that does surprise them. They don't know what to say. And Deku just would immediately look up towards the sky, thinking that maybe this thing, or whatever it is, might actually be a tree-jumping creature. So, when he does look up, he usually tries to inspect the trees. Him and May are both going to fly upwards into the air and investigate. And Deku, he's confused over there's no marks on the trees. Now, Amelia and Deku, they're actually quite intrigued by this. They have a mystery on their hands. Always wanted to say that. And right now, they have no idea what to do. They're both concerned and intrigued by this. It doesn't seem, well, normal to them. And all their time here, they thought they cataloged everything in this region. This small little area they had claim of. But apparently not. Apparently, there's something here they don't understand. And right now, it does worry them. Deku and Amelia, they've maintained this mental communication ever since they left Earth. And, well, it's the easiest way for them to do so. And Deku, he actually just won't break the silence, as he was going to open his mouth and go to scream out loud. As he does so, it does somewhat, well, frighten Amelia. Her asking exactly what he's doing. That hurt my throat. I'm checking something. But you know those creatures, they'll come if they hear sound. I know, but I want to see something. If they don't show up, maybe whatever this is hunted them. Or maybe we can find evidence as to a recent cave, maybe. At least something. I'm concerned. Now, they would investigate this, and nothing would turn up. They look around the area. They at least go to backtrack everything they can, and there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. And it does concern them. And we do currently at least have one of our Deku. He's returned back to his regular routine. And the strange mystery they had, it's already in the past. And Deku, he actually has to go to walk through the forest. Him going to look to grab at a tree and going to bring his hand up. Thinking that this one, it might be perfect. Let's see. A bit more dried out. The leaves are about to start falling. Winter's approaching soon. Okay, let's see what to do. Deku going to back away. And whenever he does so, you do actually have, whenever he does stand about 10 feet back, him going to bring his hands upwards as he actually is going to focus on the tree. It being covered in a strange energy. As whenever Deku is going to at least start to pull it upwards out of the ground or uproot it, something does go flying through the air. And it does directly hit Deku right in his neck. And Deku, the moment he actually is hit by this, he actually has to bring his hand up onto his neck. Him actually going to somewhat stumble to his left before he's feeling his entire throat and part of his arm go numb. Deku at least trying to think. Before he does just try to remember. Him being able to actually pull his arm away and see something strange. It's a little pin? Oh no. Now, Deku, he actually is surprised. And he actually is going to mentally tell Amelia SOS. Now, Amelia is confused. Whenever she actually was at least out collecting a few things, you do have whenever she got the message. Her asking Deku where he is. And Deku would explain his area. Amelia just dropping everything she does have and going to fly in that direction. And we do currently have where she is going through the air and approaching the area Deku is. Whenever she is flying through the trees, she actually is going to look down to see him, watching as there's somebody grabbing him. What? That's not possible. Bipedal, arms, legs. They're actually going to look up towards Amelia. And the moment they do, Amelia, she's shocked. No face. They look like them, but no face. No, 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 no. Hurley is going to bring out her hand and going to rip Deku out of this person's grasp. Whenever they did try to at least grab onto Deku and hold onto him, Amelia is going to bring up her other hand. Hurley is going to violently scream out in a very loud noise. And the person, they actually go to bring their hands upwards towards what can be best described as their ears. Them doing so as Amelia actually is going to push them away as hard as she can. And the arm of this person, it actually is pulled offwards, and Deku does get sent flying towards Amelia with it. Now, the person do fall backwards and onto the ground. Then Emily is going to bring their arm up and grab onto the area. As they do go to look down towards it, before going to look back up towards Amelia. Amelia actually going to grab onto Deku and go to check his pulse. Before going to look back around towards the person and then going to turn and fly away. And Amelia, she is wondering, what the hell? What is that? What the hell is that thing? No, 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 no. They've been found. But that thing, it's gotta be human? Etzo? Maybe no. This doesn't make sense. No one knows they're here. Etzo technology would take them. No, fuck. Fuck. It would take them months to get here. Oh god. Maybe it is them. It's gotta be them, right? Now, Amelia is thinking about that. And we do actually have where she is flying past an area, she's actually going to land down to the ground. Her still carrying Deku with her powers and going to run into a cave. Now, when Amelia is running into the cave, you do actually wish she's going to round a corner. The moment she does, you do actually have someone who's going to bring up their hand and go to directly grab onto Amelia. Them doing so as whenever they do grab onto Amelia's throat, she actually is going to bring her hands upwards to try and use her powers. However, the moment Amelia's hands do go to move upwards towards her own, this person's arm, you do have where they do at least send a volt of power through Amelia's body. And Amelia, she's immediately shocked. Quite literally. And her body actually is, knocked out by the blast. Now, with that being said, Amelia and Deku, they're taken away. And right now we do have somebody who is observing the planet. They are looking through the feed of the mask. And right now they are confused by this. What the hell are these two? Why were they on this planet? This planet was off limits. And, it's incredibly interesting to them. Through observation, they found that these two, they're, from what they do understand, similar? No, that's not the correct word. Okay. They're going to investigate this more. And maybe at least understand what the hell they're doing with one of those things. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.